Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're doing alright. Yo, I was wrong about Breath of the Dying. So I previously made a video saying, hey, this is fairly budget actually, only a Zod rune. Well, they introduced the Warlock class, right? Do you remember the Warlock class? Yeah, also they have a new rune word called Obsession. And that's an insanely powerful rune word and apparently the best in slot item for the new Warlock class. Hence, Zodrun is expensive now. Usually, like I had in mind, it was, of course, at the end of the season, Zodrun is a little bit more valuable because people want to do shenanigans like, hey, bring the rune over to Noleda and socket some nice ethereal item, which I have there since 5 seasons, right? But the main reason is like this wall class. And usually it was around 1 high rune, around that, sometimes even less. I traded a Orm rune for a Zod rune before on ladder before Warlock. So yeah, I was a little bit wrong about budget. But hey guys, budget rumored here. It used to be. I think it was fair to say, but now with the Warlock class and this obsession, so I'm on non-ladder here right now. But even here it's kind of expensive. So maybe I can get away with trading this bear rune I have for 1 Zod. That's crazy, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, I like to keep this bear rune. I am trying to sell it torch instead. Maybe I get it that way. And I also want a second Breath of the Dying. And I was also not only wrong about the about like the value of the Zod rune. I think I was also a little bit wrong playing this in the main hand here. So I have Grief, Breath of the Dying now. That's a really nice combo, man. That's real zoomy. And I highly appreciate the dual leech from this weapon. Also 30 all attributes is insane. So yeah, it's like way better. Like Grief, Breath of Dying, the way I have it now, it's like way better than, let's say, Breath of the Dying main hand and a Death offhand or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's hope for more statues. If I get one more statue, I can trade for a full Uberon set. Like the resistances needed for this event are absolutely crazy. I'm not sure if I can reach a reasonable value on the barb. But after I did this fight once now, like all the ad spawns and so on, the ads are pretty weak from these Ubers, not gonna lie. I feel like with a setup like this, like one whirl and these ads are down and they need to resummon them. I think like I want to try with this Barbarian. Try for a cold gem this time. Oh no, I have to have, yeah, Koalik needs to die last. But he's annoying. Alright. Like just, they have different abilities and so on. Like it would be better to kill him first actually, but I need the gem. I think I also read online people like to kill Koalik first. Because at the end he casts like a ridiculous blizzard from the sky, and if you don't have the res, bro, it will crumble you to ice cubes. Maybe, perhaps, mayhaps. But yeah, I absolutely want to try this on the barb. Of course, of course. Yeah, holy moly, huh? Forget about oh, can't afford a second grief. Hey, just make a Breath of the Dying. It's cheap, it's only a Zod rune. These days are over, man. Thanks, Warlock. That's tough. Aren't they also using, like, is Breath of the Dying not also used by this Mirrored Blades Warlock? That would be another reason to make this more expensive. Oh, no statue? Yeah, let me know what you're thinking about this. Do you think that's fair? Oh, it's this one. Do you think it's fair that this is like ridiculously expensive now? Like if I'm really thinking about it, This Breath of the Dying is more expensive than Grief, actually. Like, what? This is just, in quotes, only a low rune, which is like 1.5 high runes, right? But if you want a Zot right now on ladder, that's like 2 bear. That's like approximately 6 high runes. 1.5, 6. What the hell, bro? Yeah, thanks again to the Warlock class. Shout out to all the Warlock players who are walking around with this obsession staff or whatever. I think you can only roll it in a staff. It's an inside room world, but yeah, like what the hell, bro? Why do you make my Zot rune so expensive now? This is bad, man. Let's try for a key. Yeah, I want a second Breath of the Dying because it triggers me when it's 2 different weapons. I cannot see this, man. Like, I want a nice ethereal Colossus blade, a second one. That's crazy then, bro. That's crazy. And the roll can only be better. It can only roll better stats. Look at this POS weapon. That's a very low roll. 448 top end damage. And I get ethereal 2-hander. That's just sad, bro. But on the other hand, the 15% lifesteal per hit is the highest roll. So in terms of dual leech, this is a perfect Breath of the Dying. Let's speed this up a little bit. Triple key drop ink. I've seen in the comments someone mentioned you can get 5 keys. I don't believe that. I think 3 is the highest possible. Five keys? Maybe. Will be a double key drop and 3 regular keys. I don't even play the druid, but I wish to find an absolute godly druid build. It's too rare. They are too rare. My gear real quick. So yeah, the attack speed is nice, of course. I have the faceplate main hand, fastest sword, before fastest base. Then I have this Breath of the Dying, the offhand. In my helm, I have this new gem. I think it was an okay roll. It had the right stats, but not the highest value of those stats. But can't complain for the first Uber Ancients run. I got exactly the gem I wanted. Next time I'm hoping for the cold one. I have High Lords. For all the Deadly Strike character level, it's a nice stat to have with Whirlwind. Enigma here in a nice Dusk Shroud just for style. I think it looks cool on the bar. 2 Heart of the Oak to teleport faster, and it's also like everything is faster than right to find item as well, even the buff up. So that's cool. Massive damage to demons multiplier here. Plus the damage to demons from Grief. Very crispy damage, especially in like areas like a Chaos run, which is my favorite place to farm with Whirlwind. Ravenfrost for Cannot Be Frozen, all the nice attack rating multipliers. Speaking about the attack rating for 1 second, like right now, that's also why I like this Breath of the Dying with the Grief. This amount of AR feels right with Whirlwind. Needs to say 100k or more, then it's really, really nice. Other than that, Verdungos feel a little bit more tanky because that's I have a lot of points into strength. It's not a vitality only build. I like this build a lot right now. Dual Leech Ring. Now a little bit overrated with this Breath of the Dying maybe. This could be something else for utility. There are so many good rings. Maybe I would just throw in a BK. Gore Rider for Run Walk. And Run Walk is, the more Run Walk this Verbal Barb has, the more zoomy it is, right? And that's what makes this build fun. So, best combination of those, all those things, all those factors. The Run Walk and all the offensive stats we want on a build like this. Yeah, my inventory, max damage stuff. Can't wait to kick this out. It's a nice charm, but it needs to be the new physical Sundered charm. Also have some max damage attack rating life small charms. Any and a Twatch. for the stats real quick. I have a lot of points in the strength because it's DPS. 1 strength equals 1% enhanced damage for the barb. So if you have an item that says 30 to all attributes, it's 30 enhanced damage on top. And that's cool stuff. And yeah, melts, absolutely melts. I only would recommend this on players 1 speed farming type situations, which I'm doing right now. I want the statues from Diablo. So just a fast as fuck build. Yeah. Players 8, I would go Vitality only. This will get wrecked on players 8 Heralds. Sadly. In my humble opinion from testing. Yeah. For the skill tree, good old Whirlwind Barb. And I mentioned this in every Diablo 2 Resurrected Barbarian video because it's changed here, right? I think in a few seasons ago, like usually biggest contributor to like attack speed for Whirlwind was the main hand weapon. That's it. But D2R is not Lord of Destructions. And that's one of those examples. So all the attack speed counts towards Whirlwind. And yeah, you can even scale up the attack speed with Frenzy stacks. That's why I'm using this combo all the time. Frenzy Whirlwind. I have 1 point in Berserk. Very, very powerful skill. One-shotting elites. 1 point in Deep to reach the Whirlwind. And that's pretty much it for the skill tree here. Frenzy has a bunch of also damage synergies. I never max them. Unless it's like a frenzy build. But that's obsolete for me personally in D2R since the previously mentioned change here with the attack speed. The combat skills, Blade Mastery, the face Blade and the Colossus Blade. 1 point into Run Walk and Stamina. I have 1 point Iron Skin, a few more points in Natural Resistance. Could be better though, but yeah, players 1 Glass Cannon, Slaughter type build. It's perfect this way. I have 1 point in Find Item for cool skill, can loot a second time basically, but only as a, in my case here, 48 or 49 with buffer % chance. But it's good enough though. I think 2 days ago? I think 2 days ago I horked a Vex Rune in Trev with this 1 point, with this very Barbarian here. So crazy. I have 1 point in Grimward. I like this totem more and more. I need to make a separate video about this. Yeah, it's pretty OP, man. 25% damage taken, and it's casting Howl for you, more or less. That's powerful skill, actually. But it sometimes feels a little bit clunky to use, because it requires a body. Also, let's say somebody would use this in Trev, that's 1 body less to use Find Item on then. But for tryhard content, like players 8 Terror Zones, I like this a lot. As well as Battlecry, or yeah, in these Diablo runs, to kill Diablo at the end a little tick faster. Debuff him with Battlecry first. They've maxed out battle orders. Was nice to have the low HP pool. 1 to battle command. The shout skill. It increases defense, worth mentioning. You can, especially with enough strength, you can upgrade pretty much. I could upgrade the boots. I could have had upgraded the helm. It does not sound much, but it does not sound like much, but it accumulates all to a bunch of defense, and the shout is scaling defense in %. So at the end of the day, even like upgrading 1 or 2 items, like a like T-Gods or like the Gore Rider and so on, it's insane. Then it will result in a lot of defense more. Yeah, Howl also has a keybind to shout annoying monsters away. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks again for watching, and have a nice day, guys. Later.